name is Neomudiwa, and a learner in Midrand High in grade 11. Today I'll be talking about load shedding in a small suburb in Johannesburg. Now, what is load shedding? Load shedding is shutting down electric power in parts of an area to it's like basically distributing power in order to protect the electricity power system from a total blackout. In this video, I will talk about ways in which you can reduce the impact of load shedding and the alternatives to switch to, other than relying on ESCOM or coal-powered energy or burning fossil fuels. And a learner in Midrand High in grade 11. Today I'll be talking about load shedding in a small suburb in Johannesburg. Now, what is load shedding? Load shedding is shutting down electric power in parts of an area it's like basically distributing power in order to protect the electricity power system from a total blackout. In this video, I will talk about ways in which you can reduce the impact of load shedding and the alternatives to switch to, other than relying on ESCOM or coal-powered energy or burning fossil fuels. Starting off, what is load shedding? Load shedding is the controlled rotational interruption of electricity supply implemented by ESCOM and other higher powers for electricity to prevent a total national blackout when electricity demand exceeds the available supply of electricity. And now, to reduce the impact of load shedding, we can resort to solar energy, wind turbines, and hydroelectric power. Now, starting off, what is solar energy? Solar power is one of the most promising ways to escape ESCOM's load shedding, but how does sunlight become electricity? Now let me break it down in simple terms. Solar panels work through the photovoltaic effect, which converts sunlight directly into electricity, making it a smart way to fight load shedding. With the right setup, South Africans can generate their own power and rely less on ESCOM. Solar power is a renewable and infinite energy source that creates no harmful greenhouse gas emissions. As long as the sun continues to shine, energy will be released. The carbon footprint of solar panels is quite small, as they last for over 25 years. Plus, the materials used in the solar panels are increasingly recycled, so the carbon footprint will continue to shrink. And are you worried that your solar won't be able to work on a cloudy day? Well, have no worries. Solar power only requires some level of daylight in order to harness the sun's energy. That said, the rate at which solar panels generate electricity does vary depending on the amount of direct sunlight and the quality, size, number, and the location of the panels in use. And secondly, we can resort to wind power. Wind power is a renewable energy source that converts kinetic energy from wind into electricity using turbines. It plays a crucial role in South Africa's energy mix, particularly in reducing reliance on coal-powered plants. These wind turbines can be planted in areas that are windy most of the time, and these areas are the coastal areas such as Eastern Cape and Western Cape. These areas have experience a lot of wind due to temperature differences between the land and the sea, and the southeasterly winds. By using this wind power, we can create jobs because of the construction needed to plant these wind turbines. And now we need to take into consideration the social and environmental impact. The carbon reduction saves over more or less for 420 tons of carbon dioxide annually, and with versus coal, which is not going to harm the environment. Now, the disadvantages of this can be the visual impact, because some communities oppose turbine visibility, and there's also going to be noise pollution similar to rainfall. And now, lastly, we can resort to hydroelectric power. Hydroelectric power generates electricity by using the kinetic energy of flowing water, typically through dams or rivers, or typically through dams or rivers. It is South Africa's largest renewable energy source after wind and solar power. Hydroelectric power requires relief because steep gradients increase the water pressure, and secondly, it requires precipitation because of the consistent rainfall ensures the water supply, and lastly, it requires geology because of the hard rock formations support the large dams. Now, areas that have a high population, such as Gauteng, need stable electricity, because if there's a high demand of electricity and if the high demand of electricity exceeds the amount of electricity we have, we want to go back to stage 1, which is load shedding. The environmental and social impacts of hydroelectric power, low emissions and water security. And now the negative impacts are the ecosystem disruption and the communities relocated for dam construction. And now that's all. Those are the alternatives we can resort to instead of using coal and burning other fossil fuels for electricity, and to rely less on Eskom. And now finally, this is my practical component. This is what I have created to be able to tackle this issue of load shedding. Now here I have used solar energy. As you can see, there's a solar panel above the small house. And also, as you can see in the video, I put the light bulb inside. So there's a light bulb inside demonstrating, and there's a battery that takes power from the solar gives power to the battery, and then the battery transfers the power to make the light switches on, and that's how the solar is gonna work. And that's all I had to say. Thank you.